Let's get right into it. The most common questions I get on my YouTube channel have to do with the DVD, Blu-ray, and streaming versions of Charmed, specifically related to if the original music from when the show initially aired is still intact, different subtitle and language options available, video quality related inquiries, what type of complete series box sets are out there, where you can get them, etc., etc. I'm gonna just sidebar for a second and say that I appreciate everyone's comments so much because it tells me there's still a huge community out there for this iconic show, and it warms my heart to know that people are still enjoying this fantastic series that literally came out around 25 years ago. Also, that was definitely a run-on sentence.
Thanks for sharing.
Today's video, I'm going to tell you about 3 ways that you can watch Charmed and the pros and cons associated with each method. Let's get started. Number 1. Digital. You can find video on demand and streaming versions of the show on a variety of different streaming platforms, including but not limited to Peacock in the United States and Paramount Plus in Canada. There have been times when Charmed would also be on Netflix and Prime in different countries, and could quite literally still be on those platforms like while I am speaking, but streaming platforms often switch up their library, so my best bet would be to go with the first 2 I mentioned. You can also opt to own digital episodes of the show on platforms like Apple TV via the iTunes Store or Google Play. Now let's get into the pros, cons, and neutralities of the digital approach. Pros. Number 1. A highly bingeable experience. Because streaming platforms can often be set to autoplay, all you'll have to do is hit play and watch the entire show literally unfold before your eyes. You won't have to get up to change discs or anything. Just navigate to your favorite episode with 178 of them to choose from, and you're good to go. Number 2. Available to watch on phones, tablets, TVs, etc. Do you travel a lot? Now you can travel with Charmed. Wow, this literally sounds like the weirdest advertisement ever. I promise this video is not sponsored. Moving on. The cool thing about video on demand providers and streaming platforms is that not only can you now watch episodes of the show on any device that can download your service's app, but you'll often have the option to download these episodes onto your device's storage and can watch episodes without relying on an internet connection. While they can take up space, you can download your favorite season instead of the entire series and watch your show when commuting by bus or like traveling for vacation or even going cottaging, where, by the way, from personal experience, I can guarantee the internet connection will have some not so good days. Number 3, a cinematic upgrade. Honestly, this one kind of depends on the service. If you're based in the US, the Peacock version of the show has episodes in HD format, meaning they make use of the upgraded HD Charmed episodes, similar to like the ones that are found on the Charmed Blu-rays. Those are in widescreen, have a 1080p resolution, and can most definitely be enjoyed on the big screen. If you're in Canada, the Paramount Plus version of the show, as of right now, still uses the standard version of the episode, similar to those found on the Charmed DVDs. These are full screen at a 480i or a 480p resolution with a bit of a grainy feel, but that doesn't take away from the enjoyment of the show. Personally, I love both versions for different reasons, so it really depends on what you as a viewer are comfortable with. Number 4. Comes with subtitles. For improved accessibility, the streaming version of the show does come with subtitles regardless of the platform you're watching it on. Also, if you're someone who enjoys reading subtitles, the streaming version of the show is also a really good place to start to get into the franchise. Cons. Number 1. No original background music. Honestly, this one even hurts to say out loud, but you heard it here first, folks. The streaming version of the show does not use the original songs from the 90s and up to the mid-2000s that the show is known for. No more of the Cranberries, Sugar Ray, Natalie Imbruglia, or even Depeche Mode singing over establishing shots of San Francisco during various opening montages throughout the series. Instead, there's like this replacement music that doesn't really vibe with the show like the original soundtrack did, and if you're someone who has seen the show during its first run, it's definitely going to stand out in the worst possible way and take away from the experience of the episode. And as somebody who has seen Charmed on Paramount Plus, my goodness, it was so jarring to not hear music that I'm accustomed to hearing. Number 2, no original theme song. This one actually hurts to talk about even more than number 1. Like, I'm in actual anguish. But for anyone complaining about how season 8 of the DVD and Blu-ray release of the show does not have the original theme song, i.e. Love Spit Love's cover version of How Soon Is Now, this is to let you know that none of the seasons of the streaming versions of the show have Love Spit Love's cover version of How Soon Is Now, and all the opening credits now have the same instrumental season 8 opening credits theme. Do with that information what you will. Number 3. Can be quite expensive. Now, obviously, this doesn't necessarily include streaming in the sense where there's a subscription model in place, so like Netflix or Paramount Plus or Prime or what have you. This is more so in regards to owning the digital copies in lieu of your favorite streaming service taking the show off their platform, which we'll talk about later. For owning digital copies of the show via like Google Play or the iTunes Store to play on Apple TV, you may have to spend a pretty penny. In the USA and Canada, the show costs $59.99 or $99.99 respectively, which is pretty steep for a version that doesn't have the original music and is just a standard definition of the show, but maybe that's just me. When it comes to Google Play, it appears to be even more expensive, with each season in the USA costing at minimum $19.99 USD and at most $28.49 USD. If you forego owning the episodes, you can just subscribe to the streaming service of your choice that has the show for their comparatively cheaper monthly fee and enjoy Charmed, plus a whole bunch of other movies and shows as well. Number 4, can be removed from the platform. So not only is this one about streaming services, but this also applies to digital copies that you buy. So shows on streaming services can be removed at any given time, which means you can lose access to your episodes. This goes for Prime, Netflix, Peacock, and even Paramount Plus, even though they own the distribution rights to the show. Honestly, there can be any number of reasons why streaming services remove shows, so if you're someone who's afraid that Charmed is going to get yanked off your favorite platform, you might want to consider the DVDs and Blu-rays. And the scariest part is, if you choose to digitally own the Charmed episodes, it's not even just streaming services. If iTunes one day decides to take Charmed off of their platform, even though you've paid for it, there's a chance you might lose access to it. So just be careful when you're making digital purchases of movies, TV shows, etc. Number 5. Requires an internet connection. So if there's no download option available, you're definitely going to need to rely on streaming. For streaming, you're going to need a good internet connection. For streaming the HD version of the show, you're going to need a great internet connection. So make sure your internet situation is set up properly before investing in an online version of the show. Otherwise, you might have to prepare for some buffering-related interruptions during your viewing. Also, this doesn't necessarily apply to the downloadable versions of the episode, but a good internet connection will definitely help you download those episodes faster. Number 6, no special features. As someone who has seen almost all the Charmed special features, you don't want to miss this. They talk about practical effects, demon makeup, and prosthetics, the cast, and one of the special features even includes the unaired pilot that had a whole other lady playing Phoebe's character instead of Alyssa Milano. Neutralities. Full screen and widescreen aspect ratios. You may experience a show in 4:3, which is full screen, or 16:9, which is widescreen. This could obviously vary with Netflix, Prime, and other streaming platforms around the world, and potentially change over time. Currently, all purchasable options to own the show have it in 4:3. Again, this could also change with time. Number 2, DVDs. Specifically, Region 1 DVDs. You can buy brand new versions of the DVDs at Walmart, Amazon, and online DVD stores, and even find used copies on eBay and thrift stores. Pros. Number 1. Experience the original vision. The version you see on the DVDs is how the show was meant to be watched. The pilot episode on the first disc of the first season, with its purple-blue tints, grainy feel, and dreamy look, is visually the same pilot that pulled in 7.7 million viewers back in 1998, and created lifelong fans of the show along the way. Number 2. That retro feel. I might be the only one who likes this, but speaking of the aforementioned grainy feel of the first season, you'll find a whole lot of that in the first season of Charmed when watching it on DVD. Future seasons do improve from the grainy look because of how they evolved filming the series to keep up with changing technologies, but there's something so nostalgic about the DVDs that feels like stepping into a time capsule and watching the show for the first time again. Number 3. Original theme song. For the first 7 seasons, the original Love Spit Love cover version of How Soon Is Now is intact. Season 8, not so much. Regardless, iconic! Number 4, original background music. The Cranberries, Sugar Ray, Depeche Mode, and a whole bunch of other artists from back in the day are alive and well in this version of the show, and this goes for all 8 seasons. Personally speaking, the background music used in the show is essential to its success and how viewers experience it, and it's incredible that the studios retained the rights to have the original background music on all 8 seasons of the series on DVD. Number 5, special features. Season 8 is the only season out of all the others that comes with special features, and considering that it doesn't have the original theme song, it definitely makes up for a lack of that with a whole lot of this. In addition, there are 2 Book of Shadows complete series versions of the show that come with an additional bonus disc with exclusive bonus features that talk about all the work that went into the show. The sets, the cast, the unaired pilot, and so much more. I do actually have a video of the Charmed Limited Deluxe Edition complete series box set, so if you'd like to see what that looks like, you can click on the link at the top right and get a little bit of the taste of what the DVDs look like. Number 6. Ownership. Unlike streaming, you quite literally will own this show on DVD and no one can take it away from you. Just make sure to treat the discs with care, avoid any scratches on the underside, and you should be just fine. Besides, DVDs can last up to like 100 years, so you'll definitely enjoy Charmed in your lifetime. And 100 years is a lot of Charmed rewatches. Number 7. Artwork. The artwork of this show is iconic. Like, no, seriously. Each season is color-coded and the box sets themselves look amazing as part of your DVD collection. Talk about having art pieces around the house for decoration, parts of which you can also insert into your DVD player for a whole other media experience. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Number 8, menus. This is kind of an underrated pro, but watching Charmed on these DVD menus is why I know the episode names by heart. It was only until I had spoken to a friend of mine about a specific episode, I think we were like talking about a sitcom or something, and she had no idea what I was talking about because she streams her TV shows. So she was like, why would I know the name of the episode? And it actually blew my mind because I'm like, well, then how do you reference the episode? For fans of the show, DVDs will for sure help you remember episode names and what seasons those episodes took place in, making it hella easy to find your favorite episodes when you're settling in for a rewatch. Number 9, closed captions. While these aren't supported by all DVD players like subtitles are, these English closed captions are still helpful when watching the show if you are hard of hearing or just prefer to have as close to a subtitles experience as possible on the Region 1 DVDs of the show. It's only Season 8 that actually has subtitles. Audio options. So seasons 1 through 8 have English as a primary audio, but seasons 3 to 8 also have a French audio option, and then season 8 also has a Spanish audio option. Number 11, different formats available for complete series. Now, Charmed has done very well in the home media department, specifically DVD sales, leading to not only individual box sets that you can collect season by season if you're trying out the show, but also complete series sets that are in Book of Shadows forms, regular collections, magic chests, and a whole bunch more. Keep in mind that there are different complete series sets available across different regions with a different spin on the packaging, but all of them definitely add to the magic of the show. Cons. Number 1. No original theme song in Season 8. Sadly, the final season of Charmed is missing the Love Spit Love version of How Soon Is Now, and is the reason we have the instrumental Charmed theme song that's also used in the streaming version of the show. All the other seasons have the OG theme song though. Number 2, no subtitles. It's closed captioning for the most part for the Region 1 DVDs, except for Season 8, which does in fact have English subtitles. Number 3, complete series sets can cause disc damage. Some complete series sets, specifically the Book of Shadows regular edition, can cause glue and scratch damage to the discs. If you have the option, go for the limited deluxe edition of the DVD box set, or just buy the regular box sets, as those will protect your discs way better. Number 4, swapping out discs every 2 to 4 episodes. Unlike binging via a streaming service where you're one remote click away from the next episode, you will have to switch out discs every 4 episodes during the season, and every 2 to 3 episodes when you reach the last disc of each season. Number 5, requires a DVD or Blu-ray player. An additional cost associated with the DVDs is owning a DVD or a Blu-ray player. DVD players don't cost that much and can be bought for around $40, but Blu-ray players can go upwards of $100 depending on what features you want them to be equipped with. Neutralities. Number 1, the 4:3 ratio. I hope this isn't a deal breaker, but the DVD version of the show is in full screen across all 8 seasons. Number 2, 480i SD resolution. While it's no 720p, your Blu-ray or DVD player most likely has an upscale feature that's going to do a pretty reasonable job of making the viewing experience an incredible one, so don't get freaked out by the lower resolution. There's still times where I will prefer to watch my DVDs over the Blu-rays, and it's just because I want to go for a more nostalgic vibe that the DVDs have, and a lower resolution definitely contributes to this. Number 3, 6 discs. Each season has 6 discs per season with 22 to 23 episodes spread across them, so just something to keep in mind if you're going for the DVDs. Number 3, Blu-ray. As the latest release in terms of physical home media options for the Charmed franchise, the Blu-rays really changed the game as the series has received acclaim from fans for having one of the most successful HD upgrades. Blu-rays can be bought in separate cases or in complete series sets on Amazon, eBay, and other online DVD and Blu-ray stores. Pros. Number 1, 1080p HD resolution. The resolution is exquisite and at times makes the show look like it was filmed yesterday and will air tomorrow for the first time. Yeah, that's really how good the upgrade is. Number 2, a cinematic experience. Similar to the HD streaming version of the show, the Blu-rays take out any compression that may occur via streaming and present one of the most beautiful renditions of the show with improvement in lighting, coloring, special effects, and a widescreen presentation. Each episode feels like a short film with a high production value. Number 3, original theme song. Love Spit Love's How Soon Is Now is available in the first 7 seasons of the show. Unfortunately, season 8 still has the instrumental. Number 4, original background music. Similar to the DVDs, all your favorite band's music is still there. No similar sounding replacement music to ruin the experience. Number 5, bonus features. Special features include a new exclusive interview with producer James L. Conway in HD, along with other Book of Shadows edition bonus disc features, plus season 8 bonus features if season 8 or the complete series edition is purchased. Number 6, ownership. Similar to DVDs and unlike streaming, nobody can take the show away from you once you've purchased it. While the jury is still out on how long Blu-rays last, you'll definitely be able to enjoy them in your lifetime. Number 7, artwork. Depending on whether you're going for the individual box set route or the complete series route, you'll get varying artwork. The Season 1 Blu-ray release, when Charmed Blu-rays were first being released as individual box sets, has an exclusive design mimicking a gray color similar to the Region 2 Season 8 DVD release, albeit a bit darker. The Region 1 complete series edition of the show has all 4 sisters on the front and back covers for the first time, and the Region 2 German release has a black Book of Shadows casing, with the Blu-ray discs placed inside the Book of Shadows within that casing, similar to the Book of Shadows limited deluxe edition version of the show. Number 8. Interactive menus. For example, like with clips of the show playing behind the episode titles, all the Blu-rays still manage to boast menus with instrumental music and episode names similar to the DVDs. Number 9. Subtitles. The Blu-ray edition of the show does include subtitles. English subtitles are available on all 8 seasons of the Blu-ray release of the show. Number 10. Audio. You can switch up the audio from English to German to French, although the latter two vary from season to season. Number 11. Pressed discs. When purchasing the complete series edition of the show on Blu-ray, you get pressed discs, which means they're not made to order and will last you a long time, will be compatible with any Blu-ray player, and will not cause playback issues. Individual box sets, on the other hand, aside from Season 1, well, at least for Region 1, may have manufactured on-demand discs, which are like burned, that can cause aforementioned issues and may interrupt the viewing experience. Number 12. Improved binging experience. Compared to the DVDs, you get more episodes per disc, about 4 to 6 episodes depending on the season, with each season having 5 discs as opposed to 6 discs. Season 2 is the only season to have 4 discs. Cons. Similar to the DVDs, Season 8 still doesn't have the Love Spit, Love How Soon Is Now version of the theme song. Number 2. No unaired pilot in the box set. Now, while the DVD limited edition box sets have the unaired pilot, the Region 1 Blu-ray release does not. The German release does include the unaired pilot in their limited edition Book of Shadows version, although it is very much sold out everywhere. Number 3. No Book of Shadows edition. The Region 1 Blu-ray release does not come in novelty packaging, where the Blu-rays are placed in a Book of Shadows for the series. Instead, you get individual box sets being held together in a cardboard box. Number 4. Requires a Blu-ray player. Since Blu-ray players are more expensive than DVD players, you might have to make a bit of an investment to enjoy the Charmed Blu-rays. But it'll pay off in the long run if you have some DVDs and other Blu-rays lying around, because Blu-ray players do have the ability to play DVDs as well. Neutralities. Widescreen. The show is presented in the 16:9 aspect ratio. And there you have it. I hope this was an incredibly informative video on how you can go about watching Charmed, the different pros and cons associated with each method, and which one you think would be the best one for your personal preferences. Make sure to give this video a like if you enjoyed, and if you still have any questions remaining, leave me a comment down below and I'll try my best to get back to you with some answers. And while I am familiar with the box sets in the North American territory, let me know what box sets outside of the North American territory look like, because I've seen some awesome versions online, but I haven't necessarily been able to trace them to like different countries, so do leave a comment down below on what kind of box sets you have. Hit that subscribe button for more media deep dives, video essays, memes, Charmed videos, and more old school content. Chat with y'all later. Have a good one. Bye.